Oh, dude, we're on. We're on.
Hello, and welcome to See or Not to See, the show where we try to answer that question every week. I'm Jeff Wilson, and this is David Price. We're eating to celebrate our theme this week. David, why don't you tell them so I can wash this down?
After going to Chinatown in Atlanta for the weekend, we realized that there's a lot about the East Asian culture, Chinese and Japanese, that really doesn't make it. The thing is, not a lot of people on Berry campus know about some of these great films coming out of both China and Japan. And so to celebrate that, we decided to dedicate an entire show to Oriental movies.
Those are really good. Our rating scale.
Oh, yes. The rating scale here on To See or Not to See is based on a positive 1 to 5, negative 1 to 5 system. The positive 1 to 5, being the 2C, is based on William Shakespeare, the great British playwright. The negative 1 to 5 is based on William Shatner, the overrated sci-fi actor. Now, let's go ahead and start out with our movie list, shall we?
Okay, well, tonight we have a collection of classic and contemporary films from the Asian culture, starting off with High and Low, 1960s Japan.
Great Japanese movie, yes.
Very, very good. And then we have Shaolin Soccer.
Stephen Chow, yes.
Stephen Chow. We also have a little film called Battle Royale, which created quite a controversy when it came out. And we're going to round things off with Jet Li's Hero, which was phenomenal, by the way.
Oh, yes.
So, let's get things started with High and Low. We both saw this 2 weeks ago.
Right.
Okay. And so we're going to talk about that. You want to start off with a plot synopsis for us?
Okay, let's see. It's been a while since Mejia's last class for me, so correct me if I'm wrong, but the plot starts out with a Japanese businessman. He's actually a leading executive in a shoe company, and he's planning simply a hostile takeover of the company. He's going to buy out the rest of the stock out from under the other executives. And right as he's going to do this, his son is kidnapped. And the kidnapper leaves a note saying that he's requiring, like so many millions. And what ensues from there is an investigation. And I think the thing that's just so amazing about the plot is the director makes it so that you know exactly as much as the police know. Right. Every time there's a new piece of evidence, then you see it as well as the cops see it. There's really nothing more or less that you know. You stay right there on the level with the cops.
And, they keep all these twists and turns going, too, because I know in my mind I was trying to solve this mystery as it went along.
Right, that's what's so great about it.
I was completely wrong at the end. So there's a really cool twist at the end because you think you know why and then you don't. And they did a really good job masking in the storyline. And we also talked about, we talked about it in classes, position in the movie and how positions played an important role. Power was a big thing. I don't know if you remember any of the discussions about that. Like how power drifted from character to character, such as our main character, Gondo, right?
Yeah, Gondo.
Gondo was the main character, and he started out in this high position of power. He's primarily taking up most of the screen. Everybody else kind of hovers around him, but then when the kidnapping happens, he loses his power. And I think it was almost a story about power and how it changes.
It really is. It tells a story of kind of like the dichotomy of Japanese society right after World War II. What you see there is literally the high and low of Japanese society. You've got Gondo, who starts out in this mansion, this huge house on the hill. In fact, in the first few scenes, whenever he's stressed out, he walks out onto the balcony and just looks down on the rest of the city. He can barely see it through the smog. And then you've got the suspects, who are, for the most part, very poor. We're talking like heroin addicts, bums, that kind of stuff. And at one point, Gondo actually goes down to help investigate. And he just gets lost in the chaos of the city.
Yeah.
So it really does kind of show that paradox there, that even as Japan was growing, this economic miracle was occurring at the same point. It really just kind of increased the gap between the wealthy and the poor.
Yeah, I must say I was completely satisfied with the movie overall. I gave it really high marks for my part. I was, not to give anything away, the ending was really good, and it kept me guessing. And we've had discussions about if it could have been done better.
The ending shocked the crap out of me,
yeah,
actually.
I did not see that particular result.
Right, we're not going to tell you what it is, though. You just have to watch it.
You must go and see this movie. Find it. I think Professor Mejia has a copy. Go borrow it from him. I'm sure he won't mind.
Or he can tell you where to get it.
Yeah, exactly. So, I had to give this really high marks. I give it 4. You consent?
4 sounds good. The ending was a little bit of a letdown. I really want to go with 5, but for the sake of playing by the ball here, I'm going to go 4. So
4 Williams. 4 Williams. Go see it. we will get to the X ones. I'm excited about talking about Shaolin Soccer, but we have to let our sponsors talk their stuff and try and advertise other things. So we'll be right back. Don't go away, and we're going to finish stuff in our faces.
Back to the chicken.
Amen.